Hello everyone and welcome back guys to week 3 of the Tora MX5 Cup. Today we're here back at Lime Rock Park, and for this one we managed to qualify ourselves P3 on the grid. Now if you did miss out on the last video, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. The title fight is looking very close at the moment between myself, Mead and Solar here as we head into round 3 of the championship. Only a few points separating all three of us at the moment there, and still, you know, people like Huracan as well that start alongside us this week are very much in the battle. But it's lights out and away we go here for the first race of the night at Lime Rock Park. There was actually LMP Yem that started on the pole there, broke a little bit early than I was expecting into turn 1 there. That allowed Huracan to get around the outside of us through the first couple of corners here, and hopefully we can try and get the switchback move on him as we head now down in towards turn 3. Can we try and get the nose back up the inside again? It looks like Kieran's still on the inside for turn 4 though. Not be able to get a bit of a switchback move though on him out of the exit of the corner there. We have a little bit of contact down the straight, but we do just about slot in front of him there. Try and break nice and early into the next corner there, but just run very deep. Almost put ourselves into the tile there, so that allows Kieran once again to get the switchback move on us there. He is going to make the same mistake that we just did. Break a bit too late, run himself a bit deep, so we're able to get back up the inside there and down in towards the final corner. We're going to make the same mistake yet again there, just running a bit too deep. The switchbacks are really coming out on the opening lap, and whoever said you can't overtake at Lime Rock Park was clearly lying as we head back down in towards turn 1 here. We try and get a little bit later on the brakes, try to have a look right around the outside of Kieran there, but I don't think it quite worked out in the end, unfortunately. We're going to slot in between him and DDM drifting as we head at the first couple of corners there. You can see just making a little bit of contact, but it looks like Kieran now has slotted himself up into P3 of the race there. We're going to try and get back past him though as quickly as possible here and see if a move does open up. Very difficult to do so around Lime Rock Park. You basically just got to either try and go super aggressive or force the other person into a bit of a mistake, and that's the only real way you're going to be able to make places up around this circuit there. And you can see, talking about making mistakes, so that's exactly what Kieran did through the next corner there. You see we're going to be able to gain ever so slightly on him as we head down through the final turn there. He's going to run very wide out at the final corner as well there, so 2 mistakes in 2 corners, and that allows us straight up the inside and straight back up into P3 of the race there. We got Yem and Perlo just in front of us here. 2 people that aren't really in the title fight at the moment. They're a good sort of 50-60 points off as we head into week 3 of this series here. But you can see they're still battling just up in front of us here, so hopefully we can try and close down that gap and to see what we can muster up in the second half of this race here. And you can see by the time we reach lap 8 of this race there, we were all over the back once again of Perlo here. Yem still leading the way as we head through the first couple of corners. You can see the gap to drifting have really opened up behind us as well. Him and Huracan got started battling with each other, and yet we were just able to make a breakaway as the top 3 at the moment here. And that's basically all this series is, in all honesty, is just trying to get into some clear air, try and work together for a few laps and just break away from the cars behind here. As you know, it's such a momentum-based car at the end of the day. As you can see, up in the lead though, Yem making a bit of a mistake there, actually dips a wheel out on the grass there, and that's going to allow us, both myself and Perlo, to get up the inside there. So that's now us up into P2 of the race, finally starting to make a bit of progress from my qualifying position there. Yeah, that's exactly what we needed, and in all honesty that's exactly where we finish in the first race of the night there. You can see we were close to the back of Perlo, about 45 feet, and by the final lap it was still about 45 feet. We never got an opportunity to get past him. You know, he kept it clean and consistent. We got close a couple of times, you know, where we just nail a lap, he make a tiny mistake, but never did an opportunity to open up for ourselves here. And you know, our consistency streak so far has been very good as we head on to this final lap. You know, we finished top 4 in every single race so far in this series here, and it looks like it's going to be our second P2 I think of the championship as well. We're yet to win a race so far in this series though, despite no consistent form that we've shown so far in this series. But out of the final corner though, you see Perlo makes a little bit of a mistake here. Can we try and get the run down towards the start-finish line there? We're not quite going to be close enough, and we do come through for P2 at the end of the first race of the night there. How far off Perlo in the end? Just under a 1/10 of a second separated us at the end of the first race of the night there. Yem did stick with the pair of us towards the end of that race. Mead came through for P4, and you can see it was, I think, Drifting, Huracan and Koenigsegg rounding out the top 7 there at the end of the first race. But getting ready then on the grid for the second race of the evening. We're going to be starting now in P60. See, lights out and away we go once again. Can we potentially get a bit of a run around the outside of Yen in towards someone here? We're certainly going to try it there. He actually dips a wheel on the curb on the inside there. We try to give him a bit of a squeeze there. We get a little bit of contact actually just from behind us there. Get a little bit of one of the weird bumper collisions there. We get forced out onto the grass. Luckily collected all together once again as we head through turn 3 and turn 4 there. Yen's just about going to be able to slot in front of us there, but he doesn't give himself the run off the exit of the corner, so we might be able to look right around the outside. We go down in towards turn 5 here, break nice and late into the corner, really just chuck it in and hope that it sticks there. And yeah, we're now up into P5 of the second race of the evening there, so it's been a good little start for ourselves now. We've got DDM Mead just in front of us, still currently leading the way in the championship here by a good sort of 10 points at the moment there. We had closed down the gap ever so slightly after the first race of the night, but at the moment still, you know, we were just trying to, you know, we just needed to beat him in sort of 2-3 races in a row, just build up a little bit of a points haul over him. And this is always the difficult thing in the Taurus series, where the first race is weighted stronger than the second. If you don't get a particularly good first race, you know, whether that be lack of pace or what, you can always just carry yourself in the second race of the night and get exactly the same amount of points. In my opinion, they really should look to try and do sort of a feature and sprint race style thing like you see in Formula 2, with the second race carrying a bit less points than the first one there, obviously with the reverse grid as well. But it certainly makes it interesting nonetheless at the end of the day there. But yeah, coming towards the end though of lap 2, you can see we were sticking to the back of me there, drifting just in front of him, making a few mistakes as we head down in towards the final couple of corners of the second lap here, trying to attack the curbs as best as possible there. Talking about drifting, making mistakes there, he's going to let Mead around the outside after a bit of a mistake in towards the final corner there. We try to have a look to the inside in towards someone. They're drifting though, going to move around a little bit too much in the braking zone, in my honest opinion there. He seemed to not quite decide where he wanted to be there, and we had to bail out the throttle a bit earlier than we wanted to there. Just a bit of a double change in my opinion there, when he knew there was going to be a car looking to try and get past him there. But we'll gloss over that. We will continue on there as Yem actually gets into the back of us on the exit of the next corner there. And you can see Koenigsegg just up the road there, starting to make a little bit of a mistake, starting to get under some pressure from Mead there as we head up the hill once again. You can see Koenigsegg would really be trying to fight this attack from the cars behind him there. Mead would be able to just about send it up the inside through turn 3 there, and it's all going to go wrong for Koenigsegg over these next few corners there. Drifting now is going to try and capitalise as well, get past the orange car as we head down in towards turn 5 here. And is he going to be able to make the move work? Surely up the inside he's going to be able to make that move stick. We're going to try and follow him past as well here, having a bit of a look up the inside of Koenigsegg in towards the penultimate corner of the lap there. And yeah, we do make that move work. And we're now up into P4, still side by side in towards the final corner there. Koenigsegg tries to get to the side of us though. We just about get in front and hang him out to dry on the exit of the corner there, as I think he actually helped himself understeer off the circuit as well in that situation. So we're back up into P4, you know, familiar territory for ourselves in this series so far. Like I said, we've finished in the top 4 in every single race so far this series. It's been a consistent show, but not quite, you know, we haven't been able to pick up any race victories, unfortunately, yet, which is where we're losing out a lot of points at the end of the day. Yem trying to go full send up the inside through turn 3 there, but we don't allow him to make that move work. And yet now we're just trying to apply the pressure to DDM Drifting here. A couple of laps later, you can see Drifting makes a bit of a mistake down in towards the penultimate corner here. We try to get a better run at the final corner, and we just dip a wheel on the grass. That's going to be us almost into the Armco there. Lucky I was actually able to get it, you know, saved out of there. And yeah, we're now down to P13 of the race. So our consistency streak looks to all but be over in this series there. That was a critical mistake, just going half a foot wide and gets sent out into the gravel trap there. We would slowly make up a couple of places back in the latter stages of this race there. But yeah, that result could really cost us in the long run in this series there. DJ Professor runs a bit wide at turn 4 there with just a few laps to go, so we're able to get back past him. We should hopefully be able to close the gap to GRT Let's Fly as well in the dying stages of this race there. We were just damage limitation now was completely the focus here as we head in towards the final third of this race. You can see GRT just running a bit too wide through the final corner there. He actually dips a wheel on the curb, in fact, and that's what cost him his run at the final turn. So we're going to have a look up the inside and move ourselves back up into P11 of the race there. But yeah, that mistake, like I said, could really, really cost us a lot in the long term here. You know, if we finished P4, we would have probably picked up, we would have picked up a lot more points than we do for finishing in what would ultimately be P11 at the end of the day there. And you know, that could really, really cost us at the end of this series. We'll wait and see. Luckily, there is obviously a drop round, and this was by far and away my worst result of the series so far here. But still, only a 5-week series, which really, really cost us towards the dying stages of this championship. But through the final corner of race 2, it was Huracan taking home, I think, his second race victory of the series after he won way back at Silverstone there. I'm guessing it was me through in P2 there with drifting, coming home in P3 if I'm not mistaken. Let's just have a look at the final race results to clarify. Yeah, Mead second, drifting third, Yem in fourth, ahead of Solar, Perlo, Koenigsegg and Zbot there, rounding out the top 8. And that means in terms of the Drivers' Championship, Mead is on 1,160 points, Huracan and Solar on 1,141, and we are in third place on 1,139, so we would have been P2 in the title, probably on about 1,150 odd. But yeah, that second race mistake could really, really cost us there at the end of the day. Thank you all so much, though, for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, do get yourself subscribed. And yeah, we will hopefully be back next week out for round 4, the penultimate round of the series, where we head to Hockenheim.